Hi, I'm Vish Kumar. I'm the Senior Vice President for Products at CloudSense. What brings us to DTW, I guess this week, is CloudSense has been part of TM Forum for quite a long time. It's a really exciting event. For us, it allows us to show off all of our wares, so our software in terms of how we really differentiate in that B2B market. Some of the key things, I guess, for CloudSense in terms of where we differentiate and we do differently is mainly around our scale. So our ability to handle really large baskets and complex solutions in the market, but then also our nimbleness in terms of being able to meet the needs of what our customers really want. And especially when we talk about B2B telcos, it's not the same as your consumer environment. But what people really do want to see from us is how do we get that really consumer experience, but in that complex world. And that's really what CloudSense brings to the table. So this year, what we are showcasing is pretty much what CloudSense does for you and your business, but then also how we can deliver that really quickly with our new pre-built solution called Telco One. So AI in telco, I think, is the most exciting thing right now. Now, people sit there and go, Vish, like, what are you going to do as part of your configure, price, quote, and order management system? So for us, it's looking at it two ways. We want to make it really easy for our end users to be able to use our platform. So AI plays a really, really big part of that. So that could be as simple as surfacing pricing recommendations that are relevant for your customer and your customer's industries. But then also being able to automate some of those orchestration things that happen downstream and pre-build them using AI. The other is also the people building those experiences that we all love out of CloudSense. We want to make their lives a lot easier. So using AI in terms of that design time side of things is extremely important to us. It's something we're working through. The other is in terms of the ecosystem. So there are some really big players out there that are working on some really cool stuff. CloudSense is a small part of the BSS architecture. And what we do is pretty important, but we also need to support the overall ecosystem. So what we're looking at is also being able to support and actually live within that broader ecosystem without disrupting everything as we go forward with it. So it's a really exciting time for AI. It's an exciting time to look at all the different use cases, but I think it's also really important for everyone to realize that let's be realistic about what we want to achieve and how do we really make those experiences more meaningful and easier for the end customer and also your people using the platforms. So that's a really interesting question. So future trends, from a technical side of things, everything's going to be API driven. The AI side of things, I think, is going to be about not so much taking over people's jobs, but actually making people work a lot more smarter and have more data at their fingertips, which I think is quite controversial for some people. But in terms of the trends as we go forward, what I do see is the complex becoming even simpler. I see different use cases coming to life in terms of how do we integrate the different parts of people's businesses and their units. Just look at the simple things of smart homes. They've revolutionized everything that we do and how we monitor things. Telco's no different. We're going to look at different ways of how we're going to monitor networks. We're going to look at peaks and troughs in very different ways. But when it comes to that BSS and that experience side of things, it means that there's more data that's going to be available. And I think the trends that we'll start to see is we'll be seeing telcos tailor things to the nth degree with end users and end customers to say, if you're a sports fanatic, how do you get access to all that content on all your different devices? But it's always relevant for you at any given time. But if you're a power business user, how do you get access to fast data? And it also responds to the trends that you're working through in your day-to-day life as well. And I think it's a really exciting time as we get really granular and really key around data and using AI to bring that to life. For me, I think that's something that we'll see sooner rather than later, as opposed to in the near future.